Hello and welcome to Goiânia in Brazil, and the final match of week 2 here in Goiânia, and it is the two real heavyweights. It is the USA against Brazil, an absolutely thrilling encounter. These two, of course, met at their 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro in the pool stages, and on that occasion it was the American team that won 3-1, despite the fact that Brazil, of course, the hosts at the Rio 2016 Games, went on to claim the gold medal. The USA finished in 3rd position in Rio, picking up the bronze medal, but Brazil have won 5 of the last 6 in world-level major competitions between these two teams. Brazil and the USA, world number 1, world number 2, currently sat very near to the top of the Volleyball Nations League rankings, with just Poland sat above them. Of course, Poland's game will finish before this one does, so these two teams will know what they've got to do. USA still unbeaten. Brazil lost last weekend 3-2 against Italy. They've been taken to 5 sets by the Japanese, although as Lipe gets out the bus in good spirits alongside Ida, another veteran of this team, another gold medalist. Lucas Seidkamp, who is a magnificent middle blocker for the team. They've just got so much talent, haven't they, this Brazilian team? They really have. Wallace going through the shot. Jeffrey Jendrick, middle blocker for the Americans, has been blocking superbly. The captain, David Smith. Taylor Averill adds a spark to the team, and Corey DeFalco's spike has been working well this weekend. Dustin Watton hasn't seen that much court time, the libero. Souza all smiles. Leonardo, relative youngster in the team. Murillo definitely isn't. 37 years of age, and Bruno, the captain, looking to continue from the foundation his father set with this team. Golden history for Brazil. Well, it's been a real trend this week for the USA. They seem to love to dance, this team. Ben Patch started it off. Dustin Watton, fluent in Portuguese. The youngsters, Jendrick, looking on. Vital experience that this young, or some of these young American players in the lineup, the likes of Jendrick, DeFalco, Patch, Langlois, Yashka, Ball. There is Thomas Yashka, the number 17. Matt Anderson has been there and done it, though, at this level. So here are the results overall. 5 sets between Japan and USA, as USA just about got home in that one on day 1. Brazil saw off Korea 3-0. Brazil saw off Japan 3-0, whilst USA won 3-0 against Korea, and then 5-setter between the Japanese and the Koreans earlier. That win brings Japan into the top 8 once more. They've won 3, lost 3. USA and Brazil currently are breathing down the necks of Poland, although Poland and the USA are the only 2 remaining completely undefeated. Korea, 6 games, 0 wins, 6 losses. They were unlucky. The 2 captains, David Smith and Bruno. Scott McLean. It's the referee on the right. The toss completed. Now, previous meeting, Grand Champions Cup 2017. Brazil winning 3-2. As I said, they have won 5 of the last 6. The USA did win here in Brazil a couple of years ago. 3-1 in the Olympic game pool rounds. But in the end, the medal hanging round the necks of the likes of Aaron Russell were not the colour the Americans wanted. They ended up with bronze. 24-year-old Russell, magnificent player. He's our one to watch today, the number 2. He started against Japan. It's his first week off the VNL. Didn't play last week, didn't play against Korea as well. Won Olympic bronze, of course, in 2016. He hit 18 points in the 2015 World Cup final as the USA won. Lucas Seidkamp, silver in 2012 at the Olympic Games, gold in 2016 in Rio. He won back-to-back World League golds in 2008 and 2009. More recently, scoring 9 points against the Japanese as he started all 3 sets in Brazil's win against Japan. 80% success rate from the spike. He is our one to watch, the middle blocker from the Brazilian team. It's a sea of yellow once more in Goiânia as the Brazilian fans want to see if their team can overcome their mighty rivals, the USA, and get yet another win in the Volleyball Nations League. Of course, so far it hasn't been a perfect record for Brazil, as that young man enjoys his ice cream, wearing more of it than he seems to be eating, but never mind. And it was, of course, not the perfect start for Brazil last week as they went down 3-2 against the Italians. 5 sets in the end, losing 15-8 in the 5th. The crowd have been loving the action here. They thoroughly enjoyed the earlier game between Korea and Japan. Yesterday, they had a bit of a surprise when the lights went out midway through Brazil's match, but they continued in fine form. Wallace had to restart the 3rd set as Brazil raced away from Japan 26-24, 25-19, 25-20. So just one game to go here in Goiânia. Brazil, of course, move on to Russia next. So much travelling is in this Volleyball Nations League. Russia, Iran, China to come for the boys in yellow next week, whereas the USA travel due north up to Ottawa to play Germany first, then Australia, and then the hosts in Ottawa, Canada, as the next door neighbours will go toe-to-toe on court up in Ottawa. The two teams will now be led out onto the court and, of course, be presented to the crowds. These two teams have met in 2 Olympic finals. The United States won 3-0 on home soil in 1984 and backed that up in 2008, winning 3-1 over in China in Beijing. Also met in the 2014 World League final, USA winning 3-1, 31-29, 21-25, 25-20, 25-23. We'll now have the national anthems of Brazil and the USA ahead of this encounter in the Volleyball Nations League. Just soak in the atmosphere for a moment. Live sport in Brazil to a packed crowd, packed house. The referees, Luis Gerardo Macias of Mexico. McLean celebrates 20 years as an international referee next year. A bit of a joke between the two. Mika Shoji in the foreground there, one of the two Shoji brothers. That's Anderson. Just warms Shoji's hands up as he comes out onto court. Vast improvement, 18 points in 2 games overall, much, much better yesterday. 10 from 16 spikes for 13 points from Anderson. Aaron Russell, our one to watch, didn't play against the Koreans. But started very strongly and plays his volleyball in Italy with Perugia. Jendrik, tall middle blocker, didn't play against Korea, has 26 points overall. Picked up 8 points against Bulgaria last week. Energy put in from Micah Christensen, the setter who has an Olympic bronze medal and World Cup gold medal to his name. So very little Max Holt this week. We see him now, the number 12, stands 2 meters 5 tall, can spike up to 3 meters 51. Spent 3 years over in Russia with Dynamo Moscow. Now over 150 international appearances. Thomas Jashka left out yesterday, rested yesterday. We heard John Spuror in game 1. He was deliberating over who to bring on. He said Jashka can come on, but he's not playing tomorrow if he does. And that was exactly what happened. And Eric Shoji goes on, one of the top receivers in the VNL, second place currently overall, 15 excellence, couple of faults, 57 serve receptions. Here come the Brazilians. Shoji, sorry, is the libero. It's his different coloured shirt. That's Bruno in the foreground for Brazil. A man who's been there, done it, and definitely got the t-shirt. The captain, the 31-year-old, 6'3". Plays his volleyball for Modena in Italy. Silver medals at Beijing, London, and of course in Rio. Here comes Souza, the number 13, as Lipe goes through the shot. Lipe, the biggest block on the Brazilian team. Maurizio Souza, the number 13, stands 2 meters 9 tall. This is volleyball in Rio de Janeiro. William and Lucas sparring with each other. Taller than you there, William. I'd leave Lucas alone if I were you. 2 meters 9 as well. Plays for SESI in Sao Paulo. The gold medal at the 2010 World Championships did Lucas. Years ago now. Mauricio was out on court there, the number 19 as well. Barrel-chested, huge is Mauricio. Murillo, injury-plagued recently, has a couple of silver medals at Olympic level to his name, but not the gold from 2016 in Rio. Renan Del Zotto also didn't coach this team in Rio. He took over from Bernardino just after that campaign. Jendrik will start in position 3 with Anderson and Jashka alongside him. Jashka in the right side hitter position. Christensen, the setter. Holt in the middle blocker in the back court. Lipe in the opposite position. Wallace, middle blocker for Brazil, with Souza, right side hitter. Maurizio, Bruno, Lucas across the back, the outside hitter Lucas. Bruno is actually normally the setter, currently though positioned in position number 6. There's Wallace. What a competition he's having so far. Wallace, the number 8, 5 aces in the VNL overall, 9 stuff blocks, 11th top scorer after match 5, 58 points. was top scorer against Japan with 15. But Micah Christensen gets us underway. And straight away just drops the ball into the net. There is Bruno. Pushed over by Russell. Oh, just slight confusion between Lucas and Wallace. They won't be worried. Just a small error. In fact, it was down to reactions, that was all. Jaśka to serve. Now, interesting news for both American and Brazilian fans. I'll come back to it after this point. Lovely serve, the ace. Lipe looks at the line judge menacingly, saying that was out. You know it wasn't. They're going to review it instead. Now, the news is from Łódź in Poland, and the news is currently Poland 1, Germany 2. Was it in, was it out? In. Wow. Lipe was wrong. You can tell him with that glare. 15-15 in the fourth set currently. Now, of course, what that means is if Poland win, they'll have to win it in 5, and that reduces the amount of points they will take from game 3 of week 2. So they won't have taken maximum points from week 2 on home soil, whatever happens today, because they've given up 2 sets to the Germans. We'll keep you abreast of that action. Wallace serves. 2-2 the score here. It's USA in the white and blue, Brazil in the yellow. Lucas doesn't quite get hold of it. Shoji does superbly, and then Jaśka just sends the dig very high indeed. Wallace, oh, the block was magnificent, and Aaron Russell is nodding. 3-2 the score. Acrobatics from Shoji, and then Russell angling down as Jendrik hovered as well. Wallace frustrated. Jendrik to serve. Just 22. Messi from Brazil. Lipe off the block. Russell took the touch off Lucas's block, and out of play it went. 4-2 the score. He was, of course, looking on keenly, hoping the ball would just drop in. That would have given the point to the Brazilian team. Lipe. Oh, just stealing the ball off the top of the net, Lipe. It was there for him to go for. If it had been centimetres the other way, wouldn't have been allowed. Now, Jaśka, did he hurt himself there? Smiling. Jaśka seemed to drop to the ground very quickly. Lipe serves. Christensen sets it. Still there, Jaśka. USA take a 5th point with them over the top of Holt. Russell. This American team will have to keep the intensity high. Watton's in for Shoji. Anderson plays his club volleyball for Ruben Kazan, has done on and off for a long time now. 5-4 the score. Lucas serves into the net, it goes. Out goes Shoji once more. Russell will serve. high and close to the net for Souza. The point, though, going America's way. 7-4 the score. He was careful with his dig. Nothing careful from Matt Anderson. He spiked home for the USA. Into the net it goes. Christensen, reverse. That time, Anderson can only find the net, and the pressure from the Brazilians told. He's coming from a long way back, but he is 6'8", and you can tell in the way he landed, he wasn't completely balanced in the spike, and it went wrong. 1 point lead for the USA. Loopy hanging serve. Anderson takes the touch, and away from Lipe it goes, and he's shaking his head a lot today, Lipe. I think Anderson was just having a word with Christensen about the previous point. That was much better for him. Offered him a lot more air, a lot more chance to angle it off the block. Maurizio and Souza not happy. So we're at the first technical timeout, and the USA lead the way. Brazilian stadiums, always incredibly noisy places, passion-filled and excitable. They can also go deathly quiet if the home team fall behind, and that will be what USA are aiming to do in the early stages. Quieten the crowd, reduce that impact. Russell back out onto court. 3 points leading the scorers so far. 2 in attack, 1 from that earlier block. 2 blocks to 1 overall. The USA leading Brazil as it stands. 8 points to 6. Max Holt will serve. Crunching serve, but too much on it. Statisticians in the background crunching the numbers for Renan Del Zotto. Maurizio. Jashka off the block, and out of play it goes. Souza got up high, but really pushed with his hands. Nothing soft about it in the end. And out of play it went. In fact, it was off the forearm, not the hand of the number 13 for Brazil. Christensen into Murillo. Russell, power through the spike very quickly. Watson doing his job, the libero. Central and straight into the left shoulder of Bruno. 10-7. Jendrik and Anderson trying to double team on the block. Jendrik across, very quickly read it, but it went between them. Almost bumping into Anderson as he went through. Souza steps back to serve for the Brazilian team. Maurizio Souza started 2 sets against Italy last week, picking up 4 points. Jendrik, the man to go all-out power on that occasion. This looks looked surprised as he turned around and the point had gone his way. 11-8 now, USA. A good start from them. Brazil, not a bad start either, but at the moment just chasing the game slightly. That will help. As Lucas says, anything Jeffrey Jendrick can do, I can do much better. And he sends the ball whizzing straight over the head of Jendrick, who had barely got off the ground at all, thanks to the speed of Lucas Seitkamp. Wallace, jump serve, brings Jaska into play. Auxiliary setting. From Maurizio. Out of play it goes from Shoji. Back within 1 point. Eric Shoji. Not the sort of error you tend to see from the American libero. Russell. Can they keep it in? Yes, Brazil can. Shoji. Christensen. Jendrick, and they get the point. Well, that will send the crowd wild here in Brazil. Chase every single lost cause. Something good might come out of it. And exactly that there as Seitkamp's blocking finished off a workmanlike point for Brazil. But that will get them ticking. 11 apiece. And teamwork for Brazil there was everything. Christensen gets taken to one side. What's happened here on the American bench? Were words had? Looks like some almost bemusement of the management. Talking in English this time instead of Portuguese.
Come back with a nice side out.
Wallace waits to serve. Wallace fairly straight down the right-hand side. Got the dig where he needed it to go, but out it goes instead. 12-11. This is power. Just Maurizio put his hands to the ball. Wallace rebuffed at the net. Russell though. Reverse set from Bruno. Aaron Russell nearly kept it in. Didn't quite get the touch he needed to realign the ball. Lipe. Holt it was who takes the point for the US. Christensen had that talking to independently with John Spiro at the timeout. It seems to have worked. Seems to be back on his game. Powerful from Anderson. Wow, superb. Murillo just purely couldn't cope with the pace. Watch this angle. Falling away all the time, so powerful. Clips the net as well. Well, absolutely lovely serve, that one. Anderson, 4 points, 1 ace. Similar type of serve without taking the net cord with him. Maurizio wants the touch call. currently says 15-12. This could change if the USA did touch this on the way out. If they didn't, it would stay as it has been called by the referee as out from Maurizio. He does show you the height of some of these players, though, and Bruno's 6'3" and he's absolutely dwarfed. No touch there at all. Absolutely dwarfed by the likes of Maurizio. Really, number 15, just 1.90 m. Bear in mind that Jendrik's 209. That man's 6'8". Matt Anderson again dipping and swirling around the serve. Then Maurizio gets the chance off the block, and he definitely takes the touch out of play this time. There was no question. Max Holt, Christensen, and it was Christensen actually whose arm took the ball out of play. 13-15, USA have the lead. Anderson pretty much has to play pat a cake with the ball. He had no other option than to just set the ball over the net. And then the deflection off the block of Christensen brings it back to 1 point difference. Maurizio leading Brazilian scorers. Only Anderson is ahead of him currently. Christensen, Holt angled down. Reverse set was on for Christensen. He didn't go for it, and there's going to be another review. The point here has actually gone to Brazil, and USA are challenging it.
Okay.
It's definitely hit a Brazilian hand. And the point, as the referee signals there, goes Brazil's way because of the touch. Again, Christensen at the technical timeout now, still getting the words of the coach in his ear. Not sure what happened at the last timeout, but there was very much a deliberate point of taking Christensen to one side. You see, Brazil have lost both their challenges. USA still have 2 remaining. Glad to see that the global phenomenon that is flossing has made it to the youth of Brazil. Jashka returns to the court. The score here in set 1 in the final game of week 2 here in Goiânia. Pool 6, this is officially in the VNL. It's Brazil 14, USA 16. Lipe tried to surprise the Americans. Watton sticks it high for Anderson. His power not enough to beat Wallace. Wallace responds off Jashka. And that brings it back to 15-16. Bruno, pure athleticism. Wallace, height, and bang off Holt's head. Straight to the side of the head. 15-16. Bruno to serve. Oh, it didn't quite go how America wanted it to. Russell, very defensive. Wallace, anything but. And Russell tried to keep it alive, but couldn't. And suddenly Brazil have it back to 16 apiece. Holt lost where the ball was. Shoji took the technology out, and Russell took himself and the ball out. Party-like atmosphere in Goiânia. Holt this time sneaks it through. 17-16 USA. Oh, he was fortunate there. It hit the net. Eluded Souza and Maurizio. Lipe staring underneath the net. Murillo, unbelievable to keep that alive. The reactions are just something else. Matt Anderson can't beat the defense of Brazil, and Sosa is absolutely delighted with his work there. It was a good serve. Murillo off the face of Maurizio. Anderson. Oh, what a block, Souza. They're worried about Maurizio. Murillo's responses were too much for the big man. Look at that. Smashed in the eyes. Shows how fast the ball's travelling. Oh. It's gonna sting, that one. Poor old Maurizio now has the pleasure of serving as well. 14 serves yesterday. No aces for the number 19. Ripping serve, that one again. Anderson comes in off the block, and, well, the USA did well. Firstly, to get the dig and then complete the play. It was an absolutely lovely serve from Maurizio. Great teamwork again from the US. 17-18. Wallace through the defences. The USA not standing firm on that occasion. Wallace takes the point. The number 8 coming wide. Cutting the ball down in front of the attack line. Very acute angle. 5 points for the game. Wallace is the go-to man when they need the spike. Only opponent errors are anywhere near him currently on Brazil's score sheet. And then out of play goes the drifting serve. Matt Anderson has 5 points. Jashka has a couple. One from attack, one from an ace. It's 19-18 to the USA. Jashka goes through his service ritual, I suppose you'd call it. Looking to the heavens and kissing the ball. Wallace. Anderson off the block. Well, he missed week 1, Matt Anderson. They haven't, of course, got Taylor Sander here, who was 3rd best scorer in week 1. Anderson, a very useful deputy, though. Seemed rather off form against Japan in the opening game as USA went to 5 sets against the Japanese. Second blot on their copybook of the VNL in regards to losing sets, and it does make a difference to your points overall now. In Łódź, the news is Poland no longer are unbeaten. They've gone down 25-27 in the 4th. Germany have sprung a surprise against the only other team in the VNL to have a 100% record so far. USA, well, the management might know this, but the players, I doubt they will. Anderson 6 points for the match so far. It means nothing, of course, the Poland-Germany result, unless the USA can remain unbeaten in any form here. Even a of course, a 3-2 win would make a difference to them. Although they've dropped 2 points themselves overall so far because of those 2 5-setters. They basically drop a point each time you go to 5 sets. You only get 2 points for the win. So a straight sets win here for the USA would put them 1 point clear at the top of the table. Now goes the USA's way. Touch, I think, came off Lucas there. Shoji, eyes on the ball. Review coming.
The captain is the number 8. The captain is the number 8. Please, please, please. The captain is the number 8. The captain is the
Luis
number 8.
Macias. Struggling to keep control of the Brazilian players here. Now Brazil don't have any challenges remaining. Maurizio is still protesting. There you see it. Brazil nothing left. USA 2, and this is almost peer pressure against the referee here. Lipe needs to be careful. Now, whether that decision is right or wrong, really here is irrelevant in so much, and let me explain, in so much that the referees are calling what they've seen. They cannot review it because Brazil don't have any challenges remaining. Surely the players have to respect what the referee has said, get on with the game. Right or wrong, happy or not, it's sport at the end of the day. These things go both ways. I understand where the frustration is coming from, but surrounding the referee like that, surely, is not the right way to go about it. Send Bruno forward, the captain. Not the other players. Murillo seems to be the peacekeeper. Now William is getting involved.
Yes. What is this, please? Only what, please? Please, get down. Okay, tell to your colleagues. Okay? Look, now I will show a card to please. Okay? Now it's a card.
Lipe needs to be careful here. Lipe's got a yellow card. That was coming. That was coming. Silly by Lipe, really. Williams carrying on. See here, no touch. Well, as I said, it isn't irrelevant, but it is irrelevant in so much of the behaviour of the Brazilians here, because they do need to be careful and they do need to show respect to the referees. They didn't have any challenges left remaining, therefore they can't challenge. That's the game. If you waste your challenges and you're unsuccessful with your challenges, you cannot use them later on. You can't just bully the referee into changing a decision which he believes is correct, whether he's right or wrong. That's why the challenge system is in place, and it's why the rules are there. Otherwise, just a free-for-all. Scott McLean now has gone over to the table.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we got it, yes. Okay.
And after all that, Torre DeFalco will eventually be able to continue. William in a setter. Side camp, Lucas side camp with the spike. And after all the arguing, the simplest of points for Brazil. Lipe, yellow carded in all that, will serve. Might have been some anger in that serve as well. It had a bit of extra bite to it, a bit of extra zing. Off the block from Russell. Here he comes once more. Again, the block is there, and Evandro is angry. Jashka and Russell combining. Shoji with the high dig. And then it was actually out of play off the block. I thought it landed just inside. It's 22-20 to the USA. Vandro stands and then backs away from the front of the net. Mauricio. Jashka kept the ball alive. Vandro much slower in that position than Wallace, but he gets the point. Christensen frustratingly launches the ball into the air. 21-22. Leonardo is in the game. The Brazilians being riled by that point. Has it riled them in a good way? Has it riled them to optimum levels where they can make the most of it? Very nearly a foot fault from Leonardo there. Smashes the ball into the net though. Shoji goes out in. There you go. Shoji goes out. The ball went into the net anyway, so it didn't matter. Russell behind the line, gets the ace as well. And I said about crowds in Brazil going silent when you're on top against the home team. Listen to that. You could have heard a pin drop when Aaron Russell's ace stayed inside the line there. 24-21. It's set point to the USA, and the players are called in for a timeout. So, Brazil come back from the timeout. USA have set point. Murillo, Maurizio and Co have things to think about here. He seems to have recovered from that nasty knock to the face earlier of Murillo's dig. Russell, can he repeat the ace of moments ago? Not quite. Vandro again, slower into the spike than Wallace tends to be, then off the block it goes. The referee isn't sure here. Vandro is towering, and the referee has decided he is going to review this because he is not sure. Now, let's see what happens here.
It's not clear for me, it's not clear for him.
The referee says it isn't clear for him or me. We're going to review it. Alice Oss is having his say.
It's for you. The ball is for Brazil.
Now the Brazilians are saying, why didn't you do this earlier when we asked you to? Because it has to be the referee's decision.
Okay.
High pressure stuff. This review, I think there was a touch off the US. And depends where the ball landed, in or out. It will happen very quickly. And it goes the way of the USA. There obviously wasn't a touch and it was out of play. It is set point. Goiânia Arena falls completely silent. Well, that was miles away.
Mr. Bruno. Yes, Mr. Bruno. Mr. Bruno.
And it was the antenna, it wasn't a hand, it was the antenna that got hit. Lipe, be careful. Lipe's already on a yellow card and he's boiling over here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Scott McLean goes and has a word with him. McLean is very experienced, and he's agreeing with Lipe deliberately to defuse the situation. You can see it. doesn't go over and have a chat with his colleague, just trying to calm the Brazilian player down, because currently Lipe, hugely experienced, but he's lost it in this one. And Brazil have lost the first set. Let's have a look at the highlights. Well, the first set, the statistics are only part of the story in this one. It finished Brazil 21, USA 25. USA outspiked the Brazilians. They also outserved them 3 aces to none. Brazil 3 blocks to 2 as the massive volleyball gets hit around the arena in the background. But the spice and the added edge of set 1 was a major part of the story. Lipe has very much exploded currently. He's got a yellow card. Very much could have had more. He's been on at the referees left, right and centre, both of them. Aaron Russell, 6 points to the game so far, 1 ace, 1 block, 4 spikes. Matt Anderson sat in the background, had 5 spikes and an ace as well, 6 points, those two, both of them. Brazil offering up 5 opponent errors, the USA throwing back 7 in the Brazilians' direction. Mauricio took 1 ball to the face, scored 3 points. 1 block, 2 spikes. And Wallace leading the Brazilians scoring with 5 points, although that's still 2 less than the opponent errors the USA have given away to the Brazilians. Now, we wait to see who's on court for Brazil. I was going to say I'd be amazed if Lipe's on there, but he is. How good is he? Just cooling the brain down. Volleyball.world, hashtag VNL. If you want to be in touch on social media or check out all the goings-on from the Volleyball Nations League on the World Wide Web. Lipe currently taking out his frustration on the volleyball, bouncing it quite firmly into the ground. The number 12, who has an Olympic gold medal, has oodles and oodles of experience, scored the point that won the gold medal for Brazil, so he knows about pressure. Well, he hasn't coped with it very well in that first set. Nice serve from him, though, to start the second. Jashka, that definitely takes a touch. And the US start the first with the first point. Getting it off the nearest blocker, which was Bruno on the right-hand side. Basically, Jashka going for the smallest man. Cannonning the ball up and away. Lucas unable to keep the ball alive for Brazil. USA into a 2-point lead. The crowd completely silent currently. Bruno, reverse set. Wallace had a long way to go and didn't get it right at all. And the defense of the USA, because the ball was hanging so long, Jendrik not only could get across there, but could set himself in the block as well. He had that extra split second. 3-0. The USA dream start to the second set. Lipe. Off the block it goes from Mauricio. Anderson and Mauricio going toe-to-toe. Jendrik as well was trying to get involved, and in fact I think it was Jendrik that actually got the touch. Yes, it was off the block. 3-1. Lucas to serve. Into the net it goes, 4-1 USA. Done. Effort from Bruno, unsuccessful that time. Too high on the set for Souza. Murillo, acrobatic. Maurizio. Jashka, oh, the set went way too far. Not their normal setter. Jashka. Murillo did brilliantly to bring Wallace into play. And then Jashka set, I think he wanted to bring Anderson into play, but it went way too far for Anderson to get anywhere near. Bruno hanging and then dying the serve. Through comes Jashka, that's more what he's there for. The backcourt pipe works to full effect this time over Jendrik, and Jashka coming through behind. Jendrik from decoy to server. Russell, step back, angles it well. Lipe nowhere near at all. Big gaps on the left-hand side of the Brazilian defence. Lipe the only man there at all, and Murillo was a long way in the backcourt. Aaron Russell now 6 points for the game. USA now 4 points clear. They've taken a timeout there, one set up as well. 6-2 up in the second. It is, of course, the VNL. Let's have a listen to Coach Del Zotto. Jendrik to serve once more. The two teams back from the timeout. Maurizio, and Russell's there and he's dancing. The attempted super spike from Maurizio didn't get very high on it. Was almost flat-footed in the approach. And Russell seemed to dwarf Maurizio there.
Yeah, yes, I know, but you know, please.
Slight delay. Jendrik to serve. Misses absolutely everything that time. 4 points for the game for Jendrik. Nothing added that time for him. 7-3 now. USA have a 4-point lead. Maurizio goes to the line. USA are enjoying themselves at the moment. Brazil are under pressure here. Into the block, and that's better. And look at Lipe. Passion pouring out of Lipe. It was Souza that actually did the damage. Murillo feeding Lipe. Oh, Maurizio, what an ace. You couldn't time it better than that. Power and precision. Shoji had gone to his left, the ball went to the right of him. Dipped at the last minute. And the crowd are dancing. Maurizio, his first ace of the game, Brazil's first ace of the game. Listening to the US at the timeout, 7-5 the score.
Hey, be looking for 12 to get the ball here. He's obviously super pissed off. That's why he got that stuff and all that kind of stuff.
Apologies for the language
be looking
there.
for him to get the ball. Really focus in an area two. Make sure you're loaded up.
Obviously, this is live sport and we can't control what is said in team talk, so apologies if anyone was offended by the language there. But it's passionate times for both teams. But the long and short of what John Sparrow was just saying was they're going to target Lipe because he's rather annoyed. Off the block it goes, off Lipe it goes. Tick in the box against John Sparrow. Anderson off Lipe's block and out it goes. Technical timeout with the USA at 8-5 after that Anderson point. He's now out to 7. Russell leading all scorers at the moment with 8. Now Russell has been thoroughly enjoying his Brazilian adventure for the American team. The only undefeated team in the Volleyball Nations League. As all eyes head towards Lille in early July in France, where the top 5 teams in the world will take to the court, joined by, of course, the host nation, France. USA very much want to be one of those teams. World Cup winners in 2015. They want to add the first ever Volleyball Nations League. That man lost it at the end of the first set. Can he get it back together now? He is very much in the Americans' thoughts and their strategies to take advantage. Anderson, that one goes awry, into the net it goes. 8-6 the score after the technical timeout. Sosa takes everything off it. Lipe, shake of the head. 9-6, the Anderson fault. It's kindly handed back. And then a third fault in a row. Aaron Russell this time. Both Russell and Anderson are 2 of the players out of 5 who actually, sorry, 4 who actually have aces for the game so far. Well, not on those serves. Wallace now comes to the line himself. Very high delivery of the ball. Ahead of Jashka, who had to try and tip the ball over. Goes back for a second helping. Murillo rolls away from saving the ball. Which side of the net was that on? And Wallace was, in fact, well, it wasn't Wallace who was concerned. One of the Brazilian players, Maurizio, was concerned. The American player, Christensen, went stumbling down, and Maurizio straight away went to him. Lipe got the final touch off the block, and Brazil take the point. Great sportsmanship there from the big Brazilian. And all that means it's a point difference in the second set. And the USA slightly have the lead. Keeping it close. Christensen through Holt. Takes the point. Double figures for the USA. Attempt on the pancake from Murillo. Couldn't get there in time. Holt waits to serve. Made his international debut in Monterrey in Mexico. Here he's in Brazil. USA trying to take control of this second set. Jaška. 11-8 the score. Jaška with the cut cross court. 5 points personal for him. And then Holt misses absolutely everything. He brings it back to 2 points the difference. And it looks like Lipe is in the rotation to serve. Maurizio, well, for a big man, he had to get down a long way there to get out of the way and left rather a sweaty impact on the floor. Lipe misses. All-American bodies and the baseline on the way through. Not the best serving in this second set from anyone, really. Can Christensen change matters? Doesn't go for power, goes for the hit instead. Maurizio goes for power. Now, can Watton keep this alive over the advertising hoardings? No, he can't. A long way to get up over those advertising hoardings as well. Like a steeplechaser. Look at this. To keep an eye on the ball, keep an eye on everything. There's about 7 different things he's having to look at once there. Poor Dustin Watton. Well, he did well to land that. 12-10. Christensen just sets the ball over the net, and then Wallace comes in. Did he get that in? The US don't think so. They want to review it. It's called out. It's 13-10. Yeah, it was out. John Sparrow took the ball on. Back of the legs as he turned around. No one knows what's going on. Wallace unable to keep the spike in. Renan Del Zotto looks rather frustrated at the moment, and his team are quite firing. Back again to Wallace, the spike, and that time the US block working wonders, and at the moment this US team really are enjoying their volleyball right here in Goiânia. Perfect angle from Jendrik. And 11 blocks overall. League one. Jendrik has 4 today. Christensen, Jendrik runs a decoy. Jaška coming through. And John Sparrow is stalking around on the sides of the court. Lucas had nowhere to go there as Jaška spiked down into the leg of the big number 8. Jaška has a chance to extend this US lead as well. Just as the American front 3 took their hands off their head, Jaška zipped the ball past their ear, a bit closer to their ears than they had wanted it, and into the net. 11-15. Christensen reverse for Anderson. Exemplary stuff from the Americans. High hands, quick hands. Murillo and Lipe Just no chance at all against Anderson, MVP. The 2015 World Cup technical timeout the USA bring us to that is 16-11. Anderson has 7 points. Russell outscoring him currently on 8. And of course, for Brazil, well, opponent errors way outscoring anything else that Brazil have thrown so far. USA offering up 13 of those. And then Maurizio with 6, otherwise 2 aces, 1 block and 3 spikes. Jendrick, 5 points for the game overall, 4 of them coming from his defense in front of the net. He's been very quick thinking in his defense today. He's seen things very early, and he's been able to set himself and cause a lot of problems for this Brazilian attack. Exciting 22-year-old middle blocker. Big, imposing. He's going to serve now, Jendrick as well. Jeffrey Jendrick II, his full title. Block up to 3 meters 45. No World Cup or Olympic experience for the youngster as yet, and just misses on the serve there. Wasn't far away at all. And they're going to review. Maybe he was actually closer. The line judges gave him credit for that.
Okay. Hola.
Here we go. No, just out. Just out. Really wasn't far though. Balls in the air. Anderson off the block, kept alive by William. Not kept alive by William. He did everything he could one-handed. Anderson off the fingers of Lipe, and again, Lipe the man they're targeting, and it's working for the USA. They have a 17-12 lead. They are currently heading towards a second set here, away from home against Brazil. Now it's about game management for the USA to close out this second set. William sets for Isaac. He picks up a point, his first of the game. 17-13, Isaac to serve. 5 aces for the VNL so far. Doesn't get one there. The fault instead. The 27-year-old loses club volleyball with Sara Cruzeiro. Russell into the net. 18-14. Wallace with the serve, and then through comes Anderson. Backcourt pipe, all smiles USA currently. (19-14). Max Holt as Anderson goes to double figures, 9 of which have come from spikes today. Max Holt serves. Wallace. USA can't keep it alive. Long way back there, Wallace, for the spike. his 6th point of the game. Well, in fact, not that far back. I thought he was further than he was. He was off the net, but then actually he got so much height. But being a little way off the net actually helped him because it didn't put him too close to the middle blocker and the opposite. Yashka through the defence to the player in the backcourt. USA up to 20 now, just 5 more points, and they take a 2-set-to-love lead. Anderson off the block, 21-15. Of course, if you're just joining us, the news which is significant for these two teams is Poland have lost 3-1 to Germany in Poland today. That means the Polish run of being unbeaten is done and dusted. Also means that Brazil can win this. They will have the same record, both Poland and the USA. Win-loss ratio. USA win this, they remain the only undefeated team in the VNL. And they would go top of the table. They have, of course, dropped 2 points overall, though, the USA, because despite being undefeated as Christensen goes to the line, twice they've gone there in 5 sets, Japan and Italy. Optimism from Anderson doesn't work that time. Christensen saved the ball whilst falling. Jendrik was the setter instead of Christensen, and that wasn't what the USA wanted, and it didn't work. This time Jendrik more in it. Normal position for him. Twice he attacks, twice he doesn't get the point he wanted. Now it's high for Anderson. He had the height difference on William, who's at the front of the net somehow. Brazil kept the ball in the air, but they send it out of play. Massive mismatch between William and Anderson at the front of the court here. And eventually it paid off on the 2nd or 3rd time of asking. In fact, it was Jendrik against Isaac, which was where the point finally came. Brazil were having to work very hard in defence there. Hashtag VNL on social media if you want to have your say on the action in this brand new format for indoor volleyball. William for Isaac goes soft and gets the point. It was lower on the arm than Isaac wanted, really, but he was genius in his thinking, and he found the point from somewhere. 5 points still the difference. William with the serve. Jashka, Isaac's there. What a view that was. The perfect viewpoint for that point. It's all about the big players at the front, and Jashka did not get it right. Isaac, though, twice in a row now has. Christensen, Russell, Brazil are coming back, and Wallace that time was the man to do the damage. The angle on his block was perfect. Not only did he keep it in court, he angled down away from Eric Shoji as well. Timeout called. Brazil are roaring back here. They're still 3 points behind. David Smith we haven't seen yet today.
Hey, let's side out and get another real one back here. A lot of talk about what we're doing. Hey, make sure on quick attacks that ball comes over soft. Get that ball. There we go.
William will serve again. Jaška up and down to his knees. Anderson. The Brazilians want it. The Americans want the touch. Everyone will claim it. The Americans have requested the challenge they can. They've got them left. That was where Brazil had the issue in the first set. They lost their challenges. They rather overheated.
Okay, Paula.
Was there a touch here? USA thought so straight away. There you go. Yes, there was, off Isaac's fingers. Isaac was in the middle. The player on the left on the opposite side who got the touch. Wallace was the man who got the offending touch. 23-19, 2 points for the USA to go 2 clear of Brazil. Lipe off the block. Jaška was all the way back there, and then down it goes from Isaac's defences. Now Holt was asking the bench for something, and Isaac is having a very good game at the moment. He's come in as a substitute. His blocking's been superb. He's been creative. And he gives Maurizio a chance to bring it back even closer. 20-23 the current score. Russell out to play off Isaac. William very, very annoyed at that. Set point once more. Can Anderson finish it first time of asking? Can the USA take another step closer to remaining undefeated for the 6th time of asking in the VNL? Great serve. Lipe, oh! How Brazil got that so wrong. And they give up the set in almost comical style there. It was not pretty. Lipe jumping all over Isaac. No communication. Isaac's touch, the net outer plate. Well, the Americans almost couldn't believe their luck there. And Brazil have a lot to do to get this back together. The end of the first set finished with Lipe going mad at the referee. The end of the second finishes with Brazil just getting it all wrong on the point, and at the moment it's USA 2, Brazil 0. Just to take you through some of these statistics. Wallace is leading the scorers for Brazil. Anderson leading them for the USA with 12. He has 11 spikes and 1 ace. Opponent errors. USA 16 offered up once more to 11 given away by the Brazilians. Presentations going on court. Nearly dropped it. Brazilians have got a lot of thinking to do here. They've got a long way back in this game. And there are the set 2 statistics. 6 spikes played, 15, 4 blocks apiece. 1 ace to nothing for the Brazilians, and they gave away 3 less errors than the USA did for their 2025 loss overall. Brazil have won 4 of their 5 VNL matches in straight sets. Well, they won't win this one in straight sets. Only defeat came in 5 against the Italians. Brazil today missed out on their 3rd successive straight sets win at major level. The first time since the 2014 World Championships. Well, that won't happen because they're 2-0 down. USA have dominated them in the first 2, and they've rattled the Brazilians. Isaac, 4 points, 2 in attack, 2 in the block so far. He's been a breath of fresh air for this Brazilian team. The youngster, the relative youngster, 27 years of age. Now, can the US and Matt Anderson and co keep their heads here? Been very good so far at rattling Brazil, not letting them settle, quietening the crowd. Currently 25-21, 25-20. Maurizio with the first point of the set. Over the top of Isaacs. Of course, that's the other thing Isaac offers. A real threat in the front row, which they can use as decoy. William. Anderson gets the receipt, gets the point. Anderson and Christensen working in unison there to send Jashka to the service. 7 points for him overall, 1 ace today, 1-1 the score in the 3rd. William on the reverse, set off the block, which Maurizio spiked onto. Coming from outside, power through. Spiker. Right-handed serve. Oh, good serve. Shoji did very well to get that back in any form. And out to play it goes. I think Christensen thinks there was a touch. Anderson definitely thinks there's a touch. USA are going to challenge here. This could bring it back to 2 apiece. Just waiting for the challenge to be looked at here. Here we go. Did that clip the little finger? No touch is the call. Finally, Lipe smiles. It's taken a good set and a bit for Lipe to see the funny side of anything. The number 12 for Brazil. If you missed the end of the first set, you're rather angry at the referee. Off Shoji it goes, out of play, 4-1. That was an absolute brute of a serve from Maurizio. Shoji didn't have a chance. And the ace for Maurizio, his 2nd of the game. Shoji rocks and hops from foot to foot. Here he comes again, Maurizio. That time he sends it Jashka's way. And the USA and Russell pick up the point. Worked that well, Russell. on the opposite side. 10 points now for the game for him. 4-2 the score. Jendrik to serve. William, reverse set. Maurizio, backcourt pipe, huge from him. Kept it very central. And Russell was guarding against Wallace and had to try and makeshift his block across. Isaac. Russell off the hands. And out to play it goes in the USA's favour. Long set. Lucas tried to claim it, didn't touch anyone. Referees disagreed. Wallace gets the point. Straight through the defences. Holt and Russell jumping together. Jaška couldn't get near. The angle from Wallace was perfect. Brazil just seen a different kettle of fish in this set. 6-3. They've taken it to new levels, and then Wallace sends it way out the back of the US court. 6-4. USA will be aware that, of course, although Brazil have raised their game in this set, they are still potentially vulnerable to fall apart once more. That won't help though from Russell. Waits to serve. Jaška, through goes the spike. On the angle, left to right. Over Holt, William. The mismatch, and Lucas was trying to make up for it, angling himself behind the shorter man, William. 7-5. Holt could serve. Murillo falling back on his heels. And then Maurizio makes sure down the left-hand side. Coming through and just taking it off power-wise. Soft hands. Brazil go into a technical timeout in the lead here. The giant Brazilian shirt in the crowd still waving. This is the first set early on. So many attacking options there for Brazil, but they were stopped at the net by the Americans. Vandro set point in the first. Wanted the call, didn't get it. What a serve that was from Maurizio. And then Matt Anderson for the second. It all went completely apart for Brazil in that one. Potentially one of the worst points I've seen from this team. Well, definitely the worst points I've seen from this team, to be fair. Just didn't go right at all. 8 points for Wallace overall, 7 spikes, 1 block. Nothing from the service line so far for him. Scores 55-49 in favour of the USA, 25-21, 25-20. Currently 8-5 to Brazil. 9-6 off the block as Shoji heads out the game, the libero. Jendrik to Maurizio. Bottom comes in. Reverse set, Wallace. Oh, Watson. Jashka then, after all that hard work, and Watton's very quickly across to him to say, don't worry. What a dig. It wasn't perfect for Jashka. Anderson hadn't put the ball exactly as close to the net as I think he'd have wanted to. Reverse, Jashka this time. Goes Brazil's way once more. 2 in a row that the youngster hasn't quite got right. As Isaac jumped across in his way. And he went crunching into the net. And looks bemused. Timeout called, 10-6 the score. Testing times the USA hit. Psychologically, can they rise to this?
All good. All good. 1, 2, 3. Hey, stay together, boys. Every ball.
It's been an impressive performance, this, from the USA. Can they pull it back? 4 points down away from home, but 2 sets up. If Brazil manage to snatch this set, their mentality is going to change. That man's mentality is going to change. Talisman of the team, Lipe. Spiked the team to gold in 2016. Anderson spikes USA back to within 3 here. And Murillo behind him as well. Not that I think Murillo would have actually got there. The power of the ball was such. Out it goes. 11-7. Maurizio in rotation to the line. Jashka, that was better from him, and he knows it as well. 9 points for the game now. He's missed the last couple, and then backcourt pipe for him. Look at the response of Shoji. Over the shoulder of Maurizio. Jendrik misses everything. Murillo called that, stepped out the way. 12-8. Isaac drills the serve. William kept alive by the US. Ah, Russell off the net and out. Maurizio, precision from him, and then Russell, well, there was cover there, and that was why he couldn't go straight down. Had to cut it across because Wallace was stood in his way. Complicated shot on the spike, almost off the knuckle in the end from Russell. Russell kept alive by William. Wallace. Shoji for Russell once more. The hands of Isaac aren't enough to keep the ball alive. A good response from the USA. Long set from Shoji. And Isaac just didn't quite get his feet right there. To move the feet in line. Threw his hands across, and to play it went. 13-9 Brazil. Anderson serves. Look at that power from Lipe. Thinks he's got the point. The Americans aren't convinced. Given out. The appeals from Anderson. Lipe calmer than earlier. Just almost shrugs in acceptance. 13-10. Murillo with the dig. William all the way over. USA though get back control. Anderson! And it's in as well. 13-11. Some point from Anderson. Oh, it took the touch. Brazil call the timeout. Anderson 14 points, 13 from spikes. 15,000 people inside the Goiânia Arena.
Primeira bola, tô usando bastante pipe, principalmente a rede, que o William tá na rede, jogando bola, entrada ali, tá? Continua a marcação do Anderson lá, tá? Não muda, mantém a mesma coisa, braço lá dentro. Deixa ele tirar, que a defesa faz o serviço.
62% sai da alta, tranquilidade pra rodar ele. Tamo bem, Zé. Tamo bem, Zé.
What a sight here. The Goiânia Arena packed with yellow shirts. It will be some victory. Not the first time the USA have come to Brazil and silenced the home crowd. They did so at the Olympic Games in Rio, 3-1 in the pool stages. Oh, Maurizio seemed to lose himself for a second there. Wallace, USA's defense standing strong. Brazil throwing everything at them. Superb defense this from the USA, and then Anderson, where did that end up? It's Brazil's point. It was all about the USA blocking to start with, and eventually it was Brazil's blocking that gets the point. Yashka kept it alive, and then Lucas stood the tallest. His first block point of the game, crucially, in the third set as Brazil tried to keep themselves ahead. Russell that time gets through. Again, the height mismatch. William in the front row. Wallace couldn't get himself out of the way. 13 points now, 10 from the spike. 1 ace. Fault this time from Russell. 15-12. William talking to Murillo and Wallace. The receipt set it up for Brazil, and Lucas says thank you very much. William and Lucas sorting it out for the Brazilians, and the super spike from Lucas. Technical timeout. Brazil again take us there in this set. They won't want to lose in 3, Brazil, not in front of their home fans. Not ever, but especially not in front of their home fans. It's been an improved performance in this second set from then. 25-21, 25-20. They went down in the first 2. Serbia have beaten Australia 3-2. Only France 1-0 up against China, and Russia 1-0 up against Bulgaria. Russia, of course, sitting 6th overall at the moment. France 4th overall, just below USA and Brazil. Antenna hit that time. 17-12. Anderson making the error on his line. William jumping high to try and make the block, putting pressure on.
Side out, score real. Start making them think a little bit about it. Get another one, okay? A lot of volleyball left in this set, all right? That's right, we're good. Okay. USA.
No panic yet for the USA. They're 2-love up in sets. A lot of volleyball left, as the American coach said, in the set. They will not have given up hope of the whitewash here. Lipe to serve. 3 points for him so far. The final game of Pool 6 in the VNL Week 2. Anderson with the dig. Jashka. Murillo digs. Wallace. Oh, Christensen just couldn't get his hands right to keep that alive. 18-12. And I must say it's looking ominous for the USA in this third set. Brazil are going to get a set back. The way they are going about their business at the moment, they are starting to click here, Brazil. Lipe serves. Jashka, that's better for the USA though. Still a long way back for both teams. For the USA in this set, for Brazil in the match. Lucas over the head of Murillo. Just sent his center of gravity slightly too low. Holt serves. Jashka. Now to play it goes off the block. USA get the point. Which way is this third set going to go in Goiânia? 19-14. Holt with the fault at the vital time, or a very important time. Takes focus now from Brazil. Lucas waits to serve. To Russell. Christensen. Did it take a touch off Jendrik? Yes, it did, I believe. No, it didn't, and out it went. 20-14. Very quick. Lucas continues. Brazil edge closer to the third set. Jashka, that took a touch, definitely. William again in the front row. Position number 2. Huge height difference again between the two. Isaac trying to come across to assist, make up the difference for William. Here is the setter on the reverse. Wallace off the net, out of play it goes. Now, which way is that going to be gone out? There is a review by the Brazilians. Kristensen
Yes, the shoulder.
looks on.
And the shoulder, and the shoulder. En el hombro, en el hombro. En el hombro.
Hits the net. Knew that. Did it take the shoulder? Yes, it did. Touch given. Point goes Brazil's way. Massive, massive moment in the set and potentially in the game. (21-15). Williams serves. Isaac, power all the way. 22-15. Jendrik had stepped to his right and Isaac made no error whatsoever. Now the crowd come alive. It's taken a while. Jendrik, though, silences them momentarily. 22-16. Isaac hadn't even taken off. Jashka, it went over the net somehow. Wallace, you wouldn't want anyone else there. (23-16). Wallace on the opposite side, right-handed, spike time. Super spiking from him. He now has double figures for the game. Maurizio, we've seen blistering aces from him so far today, 2 of them. That one not so much, net and out. So 6 points the difference. USA, it will take something from here to put a run together that pulls this set back. Jendrik. Young shoulders for this sort of pressure. Instead, they pull him out the game and DeFalco comes in. DeFalco, though, younger, 21, 1.98 meters tall. Wallace, and the point is there, and it's a set point now for the Brazilians. In fact, a lot of them. Reverse from William on the set, and Wallace past Aaron Russell. And Isaac calmly waits to deliver what could be the third set. No, it's not. 24-18 the score. All that hype, all that excitement. And then into the net it goes. Anderson. Oh, it's out. It's out from Lucas. He goes wide on the right-hand side. He doesn't need advice off his colleagues there. He knows what he did wrong. 24-19. USA still are alive in the third. That will be it, though, for the third set. Brazil pull one back. 25-19 in the end. The crowd finally have something to cheer here in Goiânia on day 3 of pool 6. 25-19, that one has finished. Well, Brazil had their noses in front for a long time in that set, and they were firing much more than they had been earlier on. Will it go to 5 for the second time today? Japan and Korea went to 5 earlier. 3-2 Japan. Just about won. Let's have a look at the highlights from the third set. And as the two teams take a well-earned break between the third and fourth sets, let's have a look at the statistics. Well, the third set went to Brazil. They were outspiked by the USA 14-12, but a couple of blocks in the Brazilians' favour made up for the difference in spikes. 1 ace to none for Brazil. And opponent errors again. The USA 10. Going the way of the Brazilians, 5 back from the Brazilians. It's been the same story all weekend from the USA. They've made a lot of errors and handed a lot of points away. 39 against Japan on day one. Another 10 alone in that set being handed to the Brazilians. Isaac and Wallace had a big hand in the third set. They ended up between them. Wallace 5 points. Isaac just 1. It seemed like more. He played very well. He has 5 points overall for the match so far. Wallace has 12. Russell for the USA 13. And Anderson 15 for the USA. Leading all scorers overall. Maurizio I missed off there. He has 12 points, of course. Well, football may be a huge love in this country, but trust me, volleyball is loved nationwide as well in Brazil. Love it or hate it, Mexican wave, albeit in slow motion, starts up around the Goiânia arena. Well, the analysis of that Mexican wave is the top tier did a lot better than the bottom. Work to do, bottom tier. William is ready to go for set 4. Have the Brazilian team got enough left in the tank after 3 days here in Goiânia? 2 victories already against Japan and Korea. They should do. Have they got enough to take it to 5? Have they got enough heart? The US have already gone to 5 against Japan. Anderson starts them off with the opening point. It's 2-1 in sets to the USA. William has no chance at all there on that one. Christensen. Wallace. Smashing the spike through Christensen. Straight in the head. Super spike, although Christensen might say otherwise. To the USA. That service going wrong, as did the USA's there from Jaschke. Frantic note-taking on the American bench. William all the way across. Lipe took the touch as he flapped at the ball, pushing it into the hand of Anderson. to avoid the antenna, and now to play it goes. 3-2 to Brazil. They turn it round in the opening stages. Isaac just waiting patiently to serve. Now to play off the block, Aaron Russell with yet another point. 14 now for the game, 11 coming from his powerful spike. It was 18 in that World Cup final as USA won it in 2015. 3-3, Jendrik at the line. Christensen with the dig. Russell came through. Got the touch. Lucas left no one in any doubt as to whether that was a point or not. He's got the height, he had the arm speed as well, and Christensen just couldn't get himself into position to keep the ball alive. Wallace looks like he's going to put a lot into it, then doesn't. Jashka sends the dig over the net. Oh, Lucas was hanging in the air forever there. Got the ball down as well. Steals the point for Brazil. And that time, the sprawling Jashka and Christensen do nothing to keep the ball alive. Holt does keep the ball alive. No, he doesn't. Play stops. 4 touches, the referee says, counts them back.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, no for hits. No for hits.
Now, Scott McLean, I think, has disagreed.
What's good?
And I think we're going to replay the point. Replaying the point. That's going to have wound the Brazilians up. Listen to Lipe. Lipe had got it all back together as well. He was happy. Turned himself round. He was a reformed character. And Del Zotto saying, well, they're allowed to chat, we're not. You have to a point, appreciate where the Brazilians are coming from there, because as Brazil easily take the point, which was replayed. Russell trying to keep it alive. Sent it out of play instead. Of course, the difference with that question mark from the Americans was they questioned it. They didn't surround the referee and continue to argue the point. And the referees conferred. Shoji with the dig. Holt. Wallace. Oh, it's all gone wrong for Brazil there in the end. How Christensen managed to keep that going, diving one-handed. The ball hits the antenna, and again Lipe not very pleased. Anderson, 1 ace for the game. Add that to the 15 spike points, 16 he has. He leads everyone so far. Lipe. Out it went. Americans were sure there was no touch, and there wasn't. 6 apiece. What a serve. Lipe, high, hanging. Wallace just gets it in play. And then Jashka, backcourt pipe from him. 13 points now for Thomas Jashka. And the angle against Murillo. Brazil were very narrow in their defense there, and Jashka took advantage, didn't have to push the ball that far wide. 12 points from the spike now from Jashka. Anderson into the net this time. We lock it up at 7s. Watson dances off court. Shoji comes in. Lipe into the net. That one goes. USA. Takes us, of course, to the technical timeout. And it's a quiet stadium at the moment because the US just narrowly have the lead. This is the first set, very early on. Russell with the block. Antenna hit on that occasion as Jashka stood in the way. Defense. This stage was working very well, but then Lucas showed them how it's really done as the stuff block won the point. (16 points for Matt Anderson. He's got better and better as this weekend's gone on. Russell will serve. Oh, look at that. Lucas. 8 points. The reverse from William. Christensen pulls it back on the set for Anderson. On the reverse again. And Anderson coming in from the right-hand side, straight through the block and straight past Lipe. 17 points now. Only Russell and Wallace are near him. Holt serves. Maurizio hits the US defender, and out of play it goes. 9 apiece now in the fourth. Can Brazil muster enough to take it to a fifth off the arm of Christensen? Jendrik. Christensen on reverse, and wow from Isaac. Isaac and Maurizio were there. Maurizio, I think it was, with the stuff block, killing the ball. Murillo was working around in all sorts of areas to keep the ball alive. And yeah, Maurizio eventually does the damage thanks to Murillo's hard graft. Not a clean passage of play there for the USA. Isaac. Double touch Shoji. I said, did Brazil have enough to get their noses in front? Currently, the answer to that question is yes. It's actually a triple touch from Shoji. 1, 2, 3. Timeout called. This game ebbing and flowing all the time.
When you have opportunities to get off the net and train, just get the hell off the net. Train, you stood there like this while that ball's coming over, and then you weren't able to pull anybody. As soon as you see her setting the ball, you're supposed to be off cover area too anyways. Go stay on the net. Hey, more than anything, let's compete from the service line, right? You go back there, you compete from the service line. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, USA! Let's go now, let's go. One side out.
Now timeouts can change as games change. Ezio comes in to the songs of the crowd. William restarts. 11-9. Huge stuff from Jashka. Down the left-hand side. Jendrik jumping the decoy. Jashka, spike right hand down the sideline. William back for Isaac. Reaching across the net, the Americans. Murillo and Maurizio made sure that the referee knew as well. Luis Garada Macias up on the platform. Anderson takes the touch, out of play it goes. Back to 1 point the difference. Wallace's hands take the battering from Matt Anderson. 17, 18 points now, 17 spikes. Christensen. Isaac causing havoc at the net. Brazil really do have the crowd behind them now. Here comes Isaac. And the American response is fantastic. Jendrik with the point. Both teams pumped up here. It's all to play for in the VNL. Are the USA going to remain unbeaten? The only team to remain unbeaten through week 2. Can it happen, or can Brazil take this into 5 and get the win? Off the head of Holton, out of play from Lucas's brutal spiking. Wallace. Great defense from the US. All you could see there was Brazilian players lining up. Shoji, the libero, doing oh so well. Lucas Lipe wanted to be on in the action and wasn't. And Holt made it count at the net. His first block of the game. He has 6 points overall. Anderson. Now Lipe's involved, and it's in as well. And the Americans looked at each other and thought, do we challenge this? And then thought, no, it's on the referee's side. He's going to have seen it, and he had. And that was intelligent use of their challenge, as in not using the challenge when they know that both line judge and referee see that perfectly. Christensen, Holt, William has to be inventive. Shoji brings Russell in, but Lucas denies him with the stuff. Killing the effort from Russell. (16-13). Christensen seeing stars earlier from Wallace's spike. Technical timeout. Well, there has been some magnificent blocking in this fourth set. Will it be the final set? Can Brazil take it to 5? So many permutations in this because, of course, 5 would limit the amount of points that the USA take from this weekend as well. 2 points here would only see them jump alongside Poland. Not go above them on number of points because, so yet again, would have gone to 5 sets. They'd have dropped 3 points through the VNL so far. Wallace. Christensen out to the opposite side where Russell tried to affect the score, couldn't do so. Did that take a touch? Yes, it did. It's Christensen with the touch off Lipe's spike. Maurizio's spike, in fact. Khashoggi in the background, Taylor Averill as well. Those two not really seen today. Ben Patch not seen today after his starring performance on day 1. USA need to get back into a rhythm here. They need to upset the Brazilians if they're going to salvage this match in 4 and take it. Otherwise, the lottery of the 5th set. Lipe doesn't help Brazilian matters. Aaron Russell turns 25 tomorrow. Russell. The Brazilian crowd are making a difference, getting behind this team. Lucas has the serve. Christensen on the reverse. Anderson tried to go over the top and didn't get there. Maurizio's a big man in his way, and he read it beautifully. Saw it early and just stuffed it back down. (19-14). Out it goes. Make that 19-15. Lucas didn't get that one right. Holt serves. Falling away is Lipe. Maurizio took the touch. William sets on the reverse for Wallace. It's still alive though, the USA. Have they got it in them here? Yes, they have. It's Jashka once more. 19-16 the score. A phenomenal rally, that one, from both teams. Oh, Jashka, the spike, cross court again. And Isaac had come across too far in defence.
Presta atenção aqui, estão vindo. A bola rápida, ele vem e antecipa aqui assim.
19-16.
Ele tira. Eu vou rodar. Independente disso, tu mete a mãozão esquerda lá, tá? Enfia a mãozão esquerda lá pra pegar esse cara. Vambora. Ei, ataque primeiro agora, tá? Começa, vai.
I'm going to take a guess that that was a comment on Isaac's defence in that last point. Portuguese is not quite what it used to be. Max Holt. 6 points for the game so far. No aces. Important times for both teams here. Nice serve from Holt. Long hanging set from Maurizio. He made it count off the block. 20-16. Slightly reducing the pressure on this team in yellow, Brazil. Maurizio now 17 points. And then in there he is as well with the block and killing it against Anderson. Huge stuff from Isaac and Maurizio. Jashka, we've seen that before from him just moments ago. 21-17, and the USA are keeping Brazil honest here. If Brazil can just control the game, they'll finish this set off just by staying ahead. But they need to control themselves and control the ball. Maurizio, superb from Watton. Jashka, Murillo keeps it alive. Maurizio, power-packed. Pow from him. 22-17. Reverse set from William. And Watton's leg felt full force. Lipe, a law unto himself. 18 points for the big man. Anderson. Inventive in how he kept that alive. Neither team can get control. Now Wallace has a chance. Oh, and he doesn't get the point yet. Jashka gets the point. Somehow that was kept alive on the floor. I think it was Anderson. The replay will tell us more. Wallace first, Anderson, wow. Using all of his 6'8" frame along the ground, horizontally. That was unbelievable to get down so quickly for such a big man. 22-18. Christensen, reactions cat-like there, and then Russell. Oh, what an error. 23-18 at the point where he needed to keep the ball in play in any way, shape or form. Wallace being there made a difference. Isaac to serve. 1 point away from match point here. From set point here. I'm getting ahead of myself. The Brazilians. And it's not set point yet because Anderson claims his 19th of the game to come back alongside Maurizio, who also now has 19 points. These two are spiking for fun today. 17, I think that 18 for Anderson and 12 for Maurizio. He has more of a spread of points, 5 blocks, 2 aces. Jendrik serves. Wallace, who else would finish that spike off to make it 24-19 and bring up set point? One more point for the Brazilians and we go to 5 for the second time today and for the third time in 6 games this weekend. off Maurizio, and out it goes. 24-20. Sorry, there was an error on the scoreboard there. Maurizio's hand on the way through. It's actually 24-20 the score, not 24-19. That point went USA's way. Anderson serves into the net. Doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. The Brazilians have taken the fourth set. We are going to 5. The crowd are on their feet, waving anything yellow that they can get their hands on. They're dancing here in Goiânia. And they'll be going even wilder if their team can completely turn this around. They were 2 sets to love down. It's now 2-all. Brazil have fought back as the two captains meet once more. Toss a coin. Here are the highlights. There are the statistics from set 4. Brazil 25, USA 20 was the score. 13 spikes apiece, 4 blocks for Brazil. Well, those 3 extra blocks made all the difference, as did the 1 ace. Error count for the USA down significantly on previous, and in fact, Brazil gave away more errors to the USA than the US gave back, which is the first time in a while I've seen that from the USA, because they haven't been the most efficient at keeping the error count down this weekend. Leading all scorers currently, Maurizio for Brazil and Anderson for the USA, both 19 apiece. And the crowd get one more set of world-class volleyball to enjoy. Computers go into overdrive as the statisticians tell William everything he needs to know. Bruno just rallies the troops. The crowd encouraged by the announcer to get very much involved. There was a time earlier on that those now stood clapping, cheering and singing were very much sat silently as the US went 2-0 ahead in sets. Have they got it in them to come back, having been pegged back? Looks like there are changes for the USA. Patch is on. How good was he in game 1 of this weekend? Absolutely magnificent, Benjamin Patch. Where's number 13? Didn't play yesterday. 15 points against Japan. He was, at that point, 5th in the overall standings on 65 points. 56 came from spikes, 7 blocks, 2 aces. Just didn't take up any court time. Spent most of his time yesterday dancing on the sidelines, to be brutally honest. Rude. He was genuinely enjoying the music and dancing away. Just relaxing because he wasn't needed against the Koreans. 1-0 to Brazil. Williams serves. Shoji coming into the front court, keeps the ball alive. 2-0 to Brazil. Don't forget, the fifth only goes to 15. So don't expect it to continue to 25. The first to 15, as long as you're too clear. Take the plaudits in the fifth set. Christensen, reverse set, patch. Did it take a touch? Yes, it did. Smith is in as well. Anderson remains on court for the USA. Something a bit different for Brazil to cope with. Major change against Japan that Patch brought to this US team was actually energy. Lifted the team. Oh, what a serve, an ace. Just inside. Christensen. Lipe holds his hand up and apologises to his teammates. Let it go. Thought it had enough on it. And it didn't. Brazilians come together. 3-2. Maurizio serves. Anderson down low once more, then up high. Maurizio with the dig. Wallace. Did he get it down? Yes, he did. Gets the point. 4-2 off Patch, and it was Patch that carried it out of play, not Wallace. Here is Patch. That time he gets his own back on the Brazilian defenders. 4-3. Patch is spiking, making a difference in the fifth for the USA. Murillo reacts to Anderson's serve. Patch jumps, gets the block, doesn't get the point. Sent the ball crunching down into the net in front of him. Lipe has shown passion all day long. Not always in the right way. But it was impressive how he has actually got himself back together after his response in the first set. Anderson off the block. William sets long to Lipe once more, and overexcitedness from him out of play. It goes 5-4 it is now. Smith with the jump serve straight into the net. Limited exposure to the game today for David Smith, the captain of the USA. And don't forget, because this goes to 5, whoever wins can only take the 2 points out of it. Jashka. Wallace. Through it goes. Shoji's defences weren't strong enough. Over the shoulder of Jashka and Shoji. The super spike was just way too much for him. Go to the timeout. Brazil have have a 3-point lead.
A little bit of fundamentals. Okay, all right, here we go, here we go. 1, 2, 3, USA. All right.
Of course, in a few weeks' time, the USA are at home. Hoffman Estates, Chicago. Week 4. And now it's difficult time for them playing away from home. Lucas couldn't keep that alive. 7-5. What a game these two are serving up. Olympic champions Brazil, Olympic bronze medalists USA. The Brazilians really have shown some heart to come back. Kawika Shoji's in to serve. 2 love down, 25-21, 25-20. They come racing back to be ahead in the 5th. Out it goes, ahead 1 more as well, Brazil now. They're over halfway there, it's 8-5. The 2 teams change court at the 8th point in the 5th set. Different point of view. Still the same faces. Lucas there in position number 3, ready to go. Lipe waits for the technical timeout to end. Keeping in rhythm to the music. Anderson waits. What Lipe is going to serve up. 7 points for the game so far. 6 have come for spikes. None from his service so far for Lipe. Can he get one here? Anderson takes the receipt. Patch tries to dunk the ball down. And that goes his way. It looked to me like he held the ball, and Williams questioning it. See here. Yeah, he really does hold on to the ball. Well, slight fortune there for Patch. The point goes the USA's way. William. Maurizio couldn't get the point that time. Anderson. Wallace, and the block was sublime from Matt Anderson. 7 points to 8 now. Brazil still have a 1-point lead, but this blocking was superb. Holt and Anderson standing firm, and Wallace unable that time to get the spike through the guarding players at the net for the USA. Lucas angled down at the ankles of Patch. (9-7). Lucas goes to the line as well. And just when Lucas needed to get the hit and keep the ball in play, he fails with the serve. The fault is there. Holt waits to deliver. 9-8. Maurizio tough off the block. In goes Patch rather messily. Anderson through the defence of Maurizio and Isaac, and down it goes. 9 apiece now. Oh. Well, it ricocheted around off Mauricio. Too hot for the USA serve. 10-9. Brazil aiming to kill off this American run of what would be 6 victories in a row in the VNL. Poland's run has ended. That ended with a German defeat earlier. Brazil lost to Italy last week. It's the 3rd time the USA have gone to 5 sets, only the 2nd time for Brazil. They went to 5 in that loss against Italy in week 1. Anderson comes through with a very similar result to before. 21 points for him now, 20 from the spike. He is top scorer, a couple ahead of Mauricio. Isaac, and Anderson's there once more. Smith was alongside. In fact, it was Smith who I think got the touch. Yeah, it definitely was Smith. Well, what a time to score your first point, to take the lead in the final embers of a 5-set thriller. Timeout called by the US.
Tá com você, pega alto, não fecha tanto, o ataque, pega altão mesmo, quebra o dedo dele lá em cima, tá? Vambora. Vamos, caralho. Ei, o grandão com você lá só na altura.
Olha só, exatamente, ele vai bem na altura, ele não tem, entendeu? E tirar é bom negócio.
Come back from the timeout. Pressure on Christensen's serve. 4 favourable points for the USA unanswered would take them to the match. But that's a long way off at the moment. Wallace. Anderson. Murillo does his job. Wallace once more. Oh, unlucky for Christensen. Doing everything he could to keep the ball alive, and Wallace, and look at Renan Del Zotto. Wallace off Patch's head. It was Jashka actually trying to scrape the ball up off the surface. Jashka hurt himself as well. Into the net it goes from Mauricio. Well, 2 aces for the day. What a time to serve a fault like that. Anderson serves. Lipe. Off the block. Now to play it goes. And Lipe has just scored a very important point here into Smith, who turned away in anguish. Lipe delighted. In comes Ida for the first time in the match to kill off the game. Experience at the death. Lucas, Wallace, and Ida. Patch straight down the centre. No one there at all for the Brazilians. 13-12 the score. Oh, look at the gap in the defence. Ida was on the opposite side, trying to get the block at the net. Massive gaps then, though, as Avril comes in to serve. almost an arrogant swagger to 26-year-old Taylor Averill, nearing 40 appearances for his country. Wallace, Averill digs high, back over the net, and Brazil look for the point once more, and they get the point off the block, and it's that man Wallace. Evandro comes in, William makes his way to the Brazilian bench. It's 13 apiece. Which way is this one going to go? Jashka getting invaluable experience at this level. Wallace serves. Christensen for Patch. Did it take a touch? Yes, it did. Oh yeah, big touch off Lipe's hand. Lipe couldn't quite angle himself enough to keep the ball in and get it back over the US net. Now Patch. 14-13 at match point. Can the US finish? Oh no. Oh no. What a serve to offer up at match point. 15,000 people inside the arena breathed a collective sigh of relief. Christensen, Jashka, Bruno kept it alive somehow. Jashka once more, Murillo does his job impeccably, and then, oh no, it went so wrong for the Brazilians. And the US have a second match point. Well, it was a scramble at times, especially at the end for the Brazilians. Lipe almost pulling the net down. And after 5 sets, it all comes down. Potentially to this serve from Jashka, the number 17, 24 years of age. Plays his club volleyball in Italy. It doesn't, because he's put it straight into the net at 15 apiece. And Lucas instead will go to serve. 15 all the score. The winning team will have to be too clear. Lucas has put it into the net as well. Pressure getting to both teams. It's the Volleyball Nations League. I hope you've enjoyed the action from Goiânia, Brazil, over the last 3 days. Match point once more for the USA. Holt serves, clips the net. Brazil save another match point. That's 3 now that they've saved. Christensen couldn't respond quickly enough. Now William has a chance to serve to try and give Brazil match point. They've come from a long way off here, having been 2 sets down. Patch. Anderson. Oh, dear me. Wallace really didn't deserve that, but he did fantastically. He worked unbelievably hard to get up so high. Well, I say he didn't deserve it. He kept his angles perfect. He knew where Anderson was. He knew how wide he was on the court. And the stuff block, absolutely magical stuff from Wallace. 21 points. The same amount as that man, the number 1, Matt Anderson, has, leading all scorers. And Brazil will come back from their own timeout with their first match point. They've saved 3 against this US team. They've come back from 25-21, 25-20 down to win the third and fourth, 25-19, 25-20. This has been an exhilarating encounter here in Goiânia. And if this is what the Volleyball Nations League is going to serve up over the next few weeks up until early July in Lille, you are in for a treat. This is worthy of a final. Murillo can't keep it live. And we're back to level pegging. And guess who it is? That man, Anderson. Well, Murillo could have left it, I think. I'm not sure there was a touch at the net. Christensen. Mauricio. Pancake from Watson. Anderson. Now the whistle goes. The coach is going absolutely mad. Now Brazil are challenging. There's been a net challenge from Brazil.
Let me explain. Yes, they try immediately to challenge the pancake. They try immediately to challenge the pancake. Yeah.
David Smith has a point here. The coach raced onto the court and stopped the game.
Let me ask what is the challenge? Yeah. Which is the challenge? Antenna touch or the pancake?
Well, we've heard net touch.
What? Okay. Challenge. Antenna touch.
Antenna touch is the challenge.
Yes. What is the challenge? Okay, net.
Now it's a net touch. We've had pancake, antenna, now net touch. Murillo seeing the funny side. Matt Anderson and Murillo are keeping it light-hearted. I'm still not quite sure that Renan Del Zotto went about that the right way. 17 apiece. Brazil have challenged. Surely you wait till the end of the point, and then protocol is you challenge then, not midway through, by essentially throwing in the towel, in boxing terms. Or the flag, if you're an American football follower. Maybe that's a development for the VNL for next year. Maybe the coach should have a flag who throw on court at any moment he wants to challenge. Constant development in volleyball. Sorry for the delay. Net touch on Anderson. He touches it there. Yes, there's a fault. Very well seen. Was it in the right way, the right protocol? That is for far higher powers than me in volleyball terms to come to that conclusion. He got the challenge in the end, so in terms of the game, yes, it was right. Mauricio has to compose himself to serve for the match. If you were going to have anyone on this Brazilian team with 2 aces, it would be him. Anderson off the block, that'll go long, off the block as well. And it takes away the match point from the Brazilians once more. This match really has had it all. What drama, what excitement. Lipe's antics, Anderson's brilliance, 23 points for the game so far, 1 ace. Here he comes to try and make it 19-18 and makes it 19-18, but not the way he wanted to. Gives it to Brazil. Match point once more for them. The winner takes 15 points to jump alongside Poland. There it is, and Isaac has done it. Lipe is going crazy. 15,000 Brazilians inside the Goiânia arena are going absolutely wild. Their team have bounced back. They've won 2018. What a marvellous support from this crowd. What a marvellous performance from their team. It has just been a different level. The USA were 2-0 ahead. They had everything going for them. Lipe was going mad. And Russell apologises for something. Good to see great sportsmanship between the two teams. Watton then apologises as well. It's all been going on here. In the end, after a thrilling game of volleyball in the Volleyball Nations League, it is the hosts, Brazil, that take their third win of the weekend. They give USA their first loss of the VNL ever, and an ace brings it up. Isaac, what a way to finish it, swerving. Lipe, well, it all comes out after the game he's had. Lipe finishes with 8 points overall. Isaac, first ace of the match, 8 points overall for him. The hero of the hour is the big number 2. I think we're going to hear from him in a minute. We'll wait and see. Anderson led all scorers with 23. Maurizio got 20. Wallace 21 though for Brazil in the end, just outscoring the number 19, and that is how it finished. Brazil 53 spikes, USA 67, 14 blocks to 8. Much more success at the net for Brazil in defensive terms. 4 serves apiece. That final one, the ace from Isaac, made all the difference. 40 opponent errors from the USA. Again, way too many errors coming from the white and blue of the USA. Brazil just 28 in comparison. 111 played, 107 overall, and that equated to 3-2 to Brazil. They take 2 points away with them in terms of league standings, and that will push them right up alongside Poland on 15 points. Up at the top, it will then all come down to points ratios, etc, etc. What a game that was. Here's Lipe.
About the game, about the crowd, and about the USA team.
Well, all I can say, it was an amazing and tough match. It was very important for us to come back after 2 sets down. I can say personally that this was my worst match in the whole league. And I'm very proud of our guys. They didn't let the ball drop anytime, you know. We were, all the time, in the first 3 sets, we were playing behind. And it's very important for us to keep our heads in the place. And I think today was most important for us to come back. It's a long league. Also, we have the World Championship this year. And this was a very, very good show of how Brazil is tough to beat. Thank you.
Brazil are very tough to beat, and they have won that one in 5 sets. 21-25, 20-25, 25-19, 25-20, 20-18 in the 5th. Here are the highlights of what has been an absolutely superb encounter between 2 magnificent teams. Well, Anderson of the USA scores 23 as Brazil fight back from 2-0 down and take it to 5. But in the end, after Wallace scores 21, it's an Isaac ace that wins the day for the Brazilians. That jumps them above the USA. Bye for now.